Hello, and welcome to the tutorial of how to use the RCM Streamline program. What you see here is the NUCC 1500 Health Insurance Claim Form Reference Instruction Manual. It was published in July of 2023. And what we did is basically move all the instructions from the guidebook into our program. And we included the correct fonts, for the OCR, the optical character recognition, that scans these forms to catch the right fonts that they want. We also got the location of the text and, of course, all the codes, the qualifiers, the identifiers, and the correct placement. And also, we managed to terminate the use of any special characters or punctuation, which is prohibited in anywhere on the form. So without further ado, let's dive into the program and see what it does. Here's the program, and what we'll do is going to open it. And the first thing we're going to see is the terms of use. To start using the program, you're going to have to click I agree for all of it. So let's click it. And it prompted us to start using the program. Here on the left, we got some tips of how to improve the performance of the program. And we suggest that you use the dates in the forms that we provide instead of just keying in each date. We'll show you that later. We also suggest that you use Excel in 64 bits just to make the performance of the program faster for you. And you can call the forms, but we're going to show it later. You can close all unnecessary browsers or applications that are running on your computer just to make it easier for the program to perform. If for some reason you get stuck or you need help or you just need to talk to somebody, you can just click on the logo over here and you get all our information. You can call us, text us, email us, or just visit the website and go from there. So let's begin. To start filling out CMS 1500, all we need to do is click the Begin Here button, and the first pop-up window comes into view. This is the controller, and from this pop-up window, we will be able to control all our functions. We can fill out CMS 1500 form, we can clear it, we can PDF the form, we can print it on a printer, we can email it to somebody, or we can just export it directly to a website. Over here, we can upload pre-registration information from a different database to update the code sets. Every time new codes come in, you can update them. And over here, we can hide and unhide the patient database. We'll go over it a little bit later. To call on this controller from anywhere outside this sheet, from here or here or here, you don't need to go to the beginning and click the Begin button. All you have to do is click Control Q and it pops up. Okay, so let's begin. All we have to do is click over here, fill out CMS 1500 form, and it brings us to our form and our first pop-up window, which is the pair information. The pair information goes over here at the top of the form, and you can store all pairs information in the correct sheet, and then select the pair you are applying to, and all the data will fill out the window over here. And from there, you can fill out the CMS 1500 just by clicking Fill Out Form over here. You can also enter the data of a new pair every time you got somebody new, and click Update Database, and that will update that information and store it in the pair information sheet right over here. So you got all your pairs over here, and we extract the data from here and put it into the form. So let's bring it back, Control Q, and bring it back. And let's key in some information. Let's call it new company. And the suite number is 700. Let's put a period over here. And the address, new address, and put a period over here. And the city. Okay, so let's click Update Database and see what happens. The program caught that there's periods where they're not supposed to be ones. The NUCC manual prohibits any special characters or any punctuation in the form. So the program catches it every time it happens. So let's just clear it and click Update Database. Let's close it. And we got the new company right here. So let's bring out our form again. Fill it in. Let's look for a company, new company, and we see everything over here. And as you can see, the text was normalized. It's in proper case, and we can fill in our form. And the new pop-up window appears, and the address and the new company information goes at the top of the form where it's supposed to be. Let's say the company doesn't have a suite number. We go back and let's pick a new company again and delete the suite number and fill in the form. As you see, the address went up to one line up as the instructions of the NUCC manual state. So you don't need to worry about where you're going to put the text, if it's the correct place or not. The program does everything for you. So the next pop-up window is for items number 1 to 13. And same as with the pair window, we can fill out automatically or manually. We can factor in each text box the information that we need, or if we have it in our database, we can just fetch it from there. And all information goes to the patient database, which is located right here. Now, if you don't want people to see all this sensitive information, you can always hide it. Go to our controller again, Control Q, and we click Hide. And you cannot see this sheet anymore until you unclick it. And the patient database is back on. So let's go back to our form. Okay. What you see when you go on each text box is the tooltip over here, and it shows you what the manual has to say on each line item and how to properly put in the data. You see, so if a new employee comes in, the learning curve is not going to take too long. So once you have all the data for the patient, you can simply extract it from the database by searching the name, like here, and so. Or you can just fill out the text boxes one by one and then click Update Database, and that will put it in your database, and then you can extract it. So all we have to do is select the name, click Enter, and we get all the information right here. Everything that we need. If we need to change anything, we can always change it. let's say the new FICA number will be this, and we can update the database, and that's what we got. The date of birth and the date of birth over here. Let's fill out item 6 is self, and item 10, which is related to the incident. Let's bring out all the states, select a state, and click yes. And over here, we got item 10D, which is the claim codes, and we can select from them all the claim codes in the manual. Let's say it's disaster related. And let's go to 11D, which is the another health benefit plan. If we click no, it simply fills out the correct box right here. And if we click yes, another pop-up window pops in. And if we have that insured in our database, it will be filled out. If we don't, we're just going to have to key it in. So let's call him John Doe. So once we got the information, we can update our database and fill in the form. And it goes right here. Now, items 12 and 13, they're the patient or authorized person's signature and date. The date will be filled out automatically for today's date, and you will have to choose between signature on file or computer generated signature. So if we do a signature on file, that's what we get. And for computer generated, we click it and it fills out the person's name. So once we see everything is correct and everything that we want is in the file, and we click yes. Okay. And we can just fill in CMS 1500 form. And as you see, we got an error. And that is because the health insurance coverage applicable to this claim was not selected, which means this is where we choose it. Let's call Medicare and then fill in the form. And we were prompted down to a new form and the new sections, which are 14 to 23. Same as with the rest of the pop-up windows, this one has the update database and the fill in CMS 1500 form buttons. And here we have a lot of dates to enter. So we suggest that you use the date pop-up window, which will fill in the right dates in the correct form, whether it is 6 or 8 digits. 8 digits are mandatory for dates of birth, and all other dates should be in 6-digit form. So to fill in a date, simply click this button over here, and we get another pop-up window, and we can select the date that we want, the year that we want, let's say 2021 and 16, and it was filled out. To select qualifiers, we simply browse through them. We have the correct qualifier for each line. So let's click this one, and we can select another date over here for the other date and choose whatever we feel like, whatever it's supposed to be entered. And it's there, and we can select another qualifier. It was an accident, and so forth. Over here in the item 17, the name of referring provider or other source. If you're going to go and hover over this text box, you're going to see in the tooltips, enter the name as such. So the first name comes first, the middle initial, then the last name, and then it's followed by the correct credentials. So what we'll have is Jane A. Doe and MD. Now, item 17A, we got the other ID. We select from the qualifiers which one it is, state license number. Let's select that, and the NPI of the provider, and hospitalization dates. And then we get to item number 19, which is additional claim information. This item is a little bit tricky because, as the manual suggests, and it should be written in the correct way in accordance with the NUCC instructions. So the right qualifiers should precede the information being entered. And so we have all the qualifiers here, and let's enter some of them and show you how it looks. So the first one will be the NTE qualifier, and let's add additional information. We can do other stuff as well. That's all the qualifiers. So let's add additional information. And over here, we're going to write the additional information. And once that one is entered, we fill in information and it comes over here. For additional identifiers, the refs, over here, there's a new set of qualifiers which include both the provider identifiers and the provider taxonomy codes. So to enter them, we will select the right one. Let's see what we got. Let's say the commercial number. And over here, we're going to enter the right number and fill in information. And the information was filled over here. And for any supplemental claim information, the PWK qualifiers, and the last two entered, to be entered, appropriate report type codes and transmission type codes. So we're going to choose the correct one from the list that we are provided by the NUCC. And we're just going to select whatever was done and to click more information. Let's put in some numbers and fill in information. As you can see over here in the form, everything was entered as the NUCC guidebook suggests that it will be entered or mandates it. And there's no space here, there's no special characters or anywhere, and there's two spaces between this and two spaces between this, and no space between the qualifiers and the codes. Over here, we got the outside lab. We got yes, charges, no hyphens, no dollar signs, no nothing should be entered. Otherwise, the program will catch it. And we separated the dollars from the cents. The cents are going over here. Now let's jump to item number 21, and this is the diagnosis codes, and see how we can enter those quickly. So to access the ICD code, all we have to do is click the button over here, and we get the code selector right here. We have the HCPCS codes, the CPT codes, ICD-10 and ICD-11 codes. Now, we don't suggest which code you use. This is up to you and your training, and you should always use the book to make sure you're using the correct codes and modifiers. But this is just to simplify the way you do that. And so let's choose the ICD-10 codes. And let's look up for anything like rabies. We don't need rabies, maybe tabes or this. Maybe we got one of these codes applicable, or we can choose syphilis. We don't need that. A hybrid disease, facial, mycomia, maybe this, any of these codes. And okay. So once we click one of the codes, we get the code description over here, just to make sure we're selecting the right code. This, and the code identifier is right here. We're going to enter it. And to fill it in the form, we're just going to fill in code. And if we need another code to go in there, we're just going to select it again and choose another code, enter it, fill it in, and do it again. And enter it and do it again. ICD-10. Okay. And do it again. And that's it. All we got left is resubmission codes. It is 708 and the ref number and prior authorization number. And as you can see, the ICD-10 codes went in the correct order. All we got left to do is fill in the form. You click it, everything is in there, and another pop-up window comes up for items 24 to 33. So to fill in section 24, we first need to select from the 6 service lines. And the first one will be item number 1. And then we fill out the dates of service. So we got our dates, emergency, yes or no, goes right here. And then we got 24B is place of service. We selected an office, and then we got to 24D, and that's again to select the codes, CPT or HCPCS codes and their modifiers. So how do we do that? We bring back the code selector, and we click over here, either HCPCS codes or CPT codes. Let's go with CPT. Find the right code that we're looking for. We get the code description over here. You should always go to your books again and not just count on these codes to provide you what you need. This is just a recommendation. And we can go to pen, this one. And just to ease up your life, we find the code, enter the procedure, and we go to the modifiers. We're going to click over here to add a modifier. If we go for HCPCS, it's empty. And CPT, we get the modifiers right here. And we choose the right one we need. Click over here. And we got the code. We got the modifier. If we need another modifier to go with it, we can go again to CPT and choose another modifier and enter it over here. And it got over here. Now 24E, the diagnosis codes, we had A, B, C, and D. And we got left with the charges, same as before, no dollar signs, no special characters, no punctuation. Dollars go over here, cents over here. The units, ESPDT family plan. Is this a family plan, yes or no? And the qualifiers that comes with it, they go in the right place. And if we want to add supplemental information in the shaded area, we're going to have to call it over here. Another one pops up. We're going to choose where we want to put it. And let's say we report this one. This was an accident. And enter the information. It goes right here with the correct qualifiers, and you can do it all over again. And from there, we go to items 25 to 33. To do that, we're going to select from the right facility and the right physician that bills this form. And we got them right over here. We choose from our facility that's in our per facility and provider database right over here. And we're going to click enter. We get all the information that we need. Done with this, we're going to select state license number, the right qualifier, location number, and over here is our supplier billing name. You're going to select the right biller, click enter. If we got everything in the database, it's going to fill it out on its own. If we don't, we're going to have to fill it in and click update database again. The patient account, we can also store it in the database or enter it, accept assignment, yes or no, no, the amount paid, and the cents, and the signature. We can sign it with the right name, Dr. J. Doe. Okay. And all we have to do is click this and fill in the form. And we got everything that we need over here. And we can go, tell us that we fill in service line number 5 and number 6. They're always going to clear out all the information over here. And then you'll be able to fill them in from right here. We want to show the charge and the number of units. And the shaded area with number 6. Go over here. And we got everything that we need over here. So that's how you fill out the forms. And if you ever want to go back to the previous pop-up window, you can always click go back or go back and go back and go back. To bring back the controller, just click on controller and we go back to the beginning. And our form is filled out completely. And from here, we can just click Control Q and we can print it. We can do whatever we feel like with it. And this completes this tutorial. If you have any questions or anything that you need, you can always go back to the start and click the logo and see our information and give us a call. Thank you for watching. I hope you're going to enjoy this program.